Hello my dear Virgo, this is your love and spirituality reading for the month of June 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Gemini season, so happy birthday to all Geminis out there. And I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos, and you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation. If you want to support my channel even more, you can click the ad attached to this video or watch the ad for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. That is the way YouTube channels get paid and you can continue watching all this lovely content for free. But nothing would be, YouTube wouldn't be even you if you weren't watching, okay? So all gratitude to you. This is a general reading for sun, moon and rising sign. You can also use it for your Venus or whatever you want. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And for this reading, I used the Crystal Tarot with Elisabetta Trevisan. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Virgo, see what's going on for you. Okay, we have the Nine of Chalices. It accounts for, I think, all the other signs I have done up till now. And also you have here the Devil. So, the Nine of Cups is about needs. Are you getting your needs fulfilled, or do you have them all in the basement? So, they become a shadow down there. If we don't eat properly, at night we might go up and, go crazy in the refrigerator. If we keep ourselves away from sex, alcohol, drugs, whatever, without really working through the need we have for these substances. Sex is, of course, a basic human needs, but drug and alcohol, tobacco and other things is not a basic human need. They are covering up for a need that isn't fulfilled. A need of, it can be hugs, it can be love, it can be fun that is missing in our lives. Also sexual encounters or intimacy that makes us, it makes us come up with addictions instead of the thing we truly need and want. So to get to know yourself, the 9 is connected to the Hermit. It's all about getting to know yourself and your own needs. It's also you getting on top of your own shadow, and you can get the answer to why you have certain addictions, and you can heal those by finding out what it is that you're really missing and starting focusing on fulfilling this into your life or putting this into your life. 9 of Cups is also the wish card, so it's about the law of attraction. The things in your mind will be the things in your life. So if you're constantly thinking that you are without, you are going to continue being without. Okay, so I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Knight of Chalices together with the Devil. So I think Virgo wants more romance and love. And it seems like this is the need that you have in the basement, the need that you have suppressed. And maybe you want to flirt more or have more fun and more party, okay? So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. I don't remember where I were. And here we have the Chariot together with Knight of Chalices. Chariot is Sagittarius, Cancer. This is usually Pisces, but you might be dealing with a water sign or possibly fire sign. We also had the Devil, which is Capricorn. 9 of Cups is Pisces, as is Knight of Chalices. So what I see here is someone that wants to be more brave, put themselves more out there in the world, and flirt more, get more attention for themselves, give more attention, engage in relationships, give yourself more chances to create relationships. So this is what I'm feeling here. Okay, so I call the 6 elements. And here we have the 3 of Cups with the Knight of Chalices. So just emphasizing, this is Cancer. It shows that you want this human connection. I hear some song. I'm not sure what it is. A little of that human touch. I guess it's Bruce Springsteen or something like that. It's the music I hear sounds much like that kind of music anyways. Every time I sit down here to do readings, not every time but often, it starts to itch in my nose and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's driving me a little bit crazy. I have been known to I have got to know that spirits sometimes do this and it's super freaking annoying. Okay, so 3 calluses and Knight of calluses, 6 elements. Okay, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear love thirsting Virgos. So I want my dear Virgos to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. Ace of Swords together with King of Cups. So it seems like someone needs to speak the truth of what's in their heart. The heart chakra needs to open. So it might be that you your whole life have waited for someone else's heart chakra to open, and maybe that is what's going to happen, but usually we can't really force someone else to do a change that we are not willing to do ourselves. So if we think that the world is against us and is not giving us enough love, you need to look at yourself and where you are holding back, maybe out of shyness, maybe out of fear of rejection, maybe because you don't want to look like a fool, or maybe because you don't want to make people think that you want something with them and then maybe you will change your mind. So it can be a lot of different reasons to why we hold back this kind of beautiful love. The Three of Cups is the intimate feeling that we can have with a selected few people where we feel comfortable in any situation and we can really be ourselves. So I'm thinking that is the kind of love Virgo is seeking, not maybe to the moon and back kind of feeling, but more this feeling of belonging. Okay, so I will tune in for a few seconds to you and the energy for you in June as well. So, my dear Virgo, this is your future there, and this is your now there, and this is your past. And here in the past we have a Queen of Wands, and the 7 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords, and 10 of Swords, and the Emperor. So both these are Aries. So I think you have been dealing with a very stubborn energy, and you had to become equally stubborn yourself. Maybe you didn't want to go to war, you just wanted love, but unfortunately the forces of the world didn't allow this for you. You might have been dealing with people that was maybe seductive, but lying, cheating. Okay, with the 4 of Swords, I think you have tried to wean yourself off. Can be a person or an addiction. And 10 of Swords, so something really didn't work out, and I think you had to be strong like this to kind of take yourself out of some probably very codependent situation. It doesn't have to be with another person, it can be a situation within you. But here I think you're strong enough now to deal with this, and you have much better self-control. I think self-control is the key word here. So you don't just do things mindlessly. You can sit with this awful feeling a little while before you call that troublesome lover up on the phone, or before you go out and party all night long so you have a real good headache the next day, or whatever it is that you do to keep your mind off this with a lack of this kind of love that you want, and that people don't seem to want to cooperate with you on celebrating this kind of love, but it's not really their fault. They can be acting very malicious and lying and so forth, but it's usually mirrors something within you where you are also lying to yourself and others. So it can be small things. I myself working very hard with this, trying to be very honest with people of what I want and what I don't want, to give hope to the right people and not so much hope to other people, because we shouldn't lie just out of politeness. Sometimes Seven of Swords is someone doesn't want to hurt your feelings, so they keep an awful truth hidden, but it's also a way to keep you hanging. Instead of saying, well, I'm not interested in a love relationship with you, but you're fun to hang out with, they might say, well, we'll see, maybe this will come, and it never comes, and they just keep you hanging. So that's for a very selfish reason, but they might tell themselves that they don't want to hurt you. But if they tell you the truth, or if you tell them the truth, they can protect themselves and make up their own mind if they want to stick around for another disappointment or not. Okay. And this is in the now, and we have the moon. So there's things going on with this kind of deception. Here we have the minor arcana moon card, kind of, and this is the major arcana moon card. Both of these are about illusions. And here we have this need of fulfillment being squeezed in between here with a lot of illusions. But we have Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Six of Wands here. So it shows this again with you taking yourself up from the gutter, not letting people, steal your energy anymore. So I'm thinking you're about to figure it out. Some kind of song again, but I don't know at all what song it can be. I hear just the music. If I hear more of it, I can put it in the description box if I find it, but in other case, you will have to do with a little bit of that human touch. Okay, figuring it out. Oh, I know now. I know now. It's Avicii, Without You. So I need to figure this out without you. Without you. Something. Okay, so I'm thinking it's like this. Either you were very madly in love with someone, or they were very madly in love with you, but the relationship wasn't really fulfilling, and now you have been maybe forced to take a distance from this person because the relationship was full of illusions. Either you were trying to sprinkle blue dust in their eyes and yeah, I love you, keep calm, no, you don't have to be jealous, no, I'm not running around with someone else, or it's the other way around. Because we want to keep the connection. So the connection, I think, is important. It's just that it's very hard. Because it can be like this. I will take some of my stones here to have a little bit of a theater for you. So we have this is three beautiful people here. This person is in love with this person. And if that person had feeling for this person, they could live happily ever after. But this person thinks that, no, I'm not so interested in this person. Instead, they are interested in this other person that's not giving a crap about them. Okay, so you see this. This one love this one, this love this one, and this one is probably interested in something else or another person. So this is usually how it is, because we have a bad attachment style. Humans have not got the love they needed. So they have learned like a duckling. With ducklings, you put like a wand, and when the eggs are hatching, the first thing they will see is the wand, maybe with a little bit of a clot that's flying in the wind like this. And they will think, oh, that's mommy. And they will go after that wand with the clot, even though it will never be able to fulfill their emotional needs. And many of you have been conditioned by parents like this that wasn't able to fulfill your emotional needs. But whenever you see that wand with that clot, you go, oh, and then you think, oh, there's love, there I can find love. But that's not true. It's just your conditioning. And so that's why people are like running after what they can't have. and instead of honoring the people that might be able to actually give them exactly what they need. And sometimes we stay with this person because we realize it's more logic, and yeah, I love this person, but that they are a doofus, I can't be with them. But this relationship is not going to be healthy either, because this person is going to feel that this person isn't really 100% into it. So they will become jealous, possessive, cry, make a lot of drama. Okay. So this is the human conditioning, and it's hard to do anything about this actually at this particular state, because we are still not healed. So the thing we need to focus on is healing and loving ourselves, and giving ourselves the kind of love and respect and emotional fulfillment that our parents weren't able to give us. And that's your job. That's what you need to do as well. So we have the Four of Wands here. So Four of Wands is exactly this. It's taking care of your own temple, making yourself into a person that's full of self-respect, self-love, that's calm, warm, isn't afraid of making a fool of themselves, are able to show empathy and sympathy also with people that kind of don't deserve it, because they are the bigger person, and no one is able to walk all over this person. They will tell exactly what they see, and a person that tries to manipulate them will not be able to succeed. So this is where you are going, Virgo. You are becoming more like this. Okay. So my dear Virgo's past, and we have, instead of a Four of Wands, we have a Five of Wands, so it's kind of petty arguments, but this is how it is. This is how we saw these three egglings or crystals, how they were like having so much problems with themselves and with other people. I love you, you don't love me, you love this other person. So that's the Five of Wands. That's when we meet other people that doesn't have the same opinion as us, and we don't really get our will through, and we have to battle ourselves through life and become challenged. And because of this challenging that we are a victim of or a target of, we learn and we become stronger and better souls for every challenge we meet. And it's not super difficult challenges, it's the petty hassles of the world, the small little things where you can't 100% agree with other or see eye to eye. One person has one conflicting need towards another person, for example. And here we have the High Priestess. So High Priestess here, it's a person that has great boundaries. Okay, they don't let anyone into their temple. They are very selective. They have a really good self-esteem, but they also have like an old wound or a feeling of there's no one out there for me. So they're very selective. They are not particularly trusting, and they see when a person comes to them, maybe with flirtation or something else, they will be a little bit judgmental and watch that person and look for flaws. Not because they want to, rule everybody out, but it's something with what they have learned up till here. They have certain wisdom and they have certain experiences that make them think that, well, this is probably also going to go to hell and I will have to kick you out. So this is what I'm feeling with this High Priestess here. I'm thinking about Lilith and the way she couldn't accept Adam and his limitations. So she actually left that relationship. And she met the devil in the desert. Okay. And here we have the devil. So the devil is your needs that you haven't been able to fulfill, and you don't know what to do with those. We have had big world religions trying to solve this issue, and most of them have been coming to that conclusion that if you deny your needs and deny your desires and try to just accept what you have and be happy with what you have, then you will be enlightened. And I'm not saying that this is wrong, but we need to be very careful so we don't create a big shadow. I'm still for this, that you should be happy with what you have and accept what you have. You will be very, very much more happy if you can be in acceptance of what you have, instead of mourning what you don't have and what you never, like how you never got your needs met. But your needs will still be there, and they need to still have your light shine upon them. So you need to be paying attention to your needs, so you won't create a big shadow, because this we can see also with the big world religions. The people that are supposed to live in celibacy digs underground tunnels to reach each other and have wonderful orgies underneath the eyes of authority, or away from the eyes of authority. And people acting super good but being real malicious underneath the surface. We have a snake here also, so it's someone being a little bit secretive. I don't know exactly why snakes are so secretive, but they are very mysterious creatures. And what's freaked me out with snakes is that they don't have any arms, so they can't defend themselves. That's creepy for me. It's just a spine without anything else than eyes. Okay, so this poor snake here is keeping all these secrets that you have kept a secret even for yourself, is what I'm feeling. And it's a survival thingy. If you can't get along with people, you kind of throw them out, and then you are there with your unfulfilled emotions and needs. And here we have also King of Wands. So it seems like you were able to deal with that. We have this lion also here. Some of you might be dealing with a Leo. This is Pisces again and Capricorn. And here we have the Leo energy. Five of Wands is also fire energy. But I think this is you connecting with your soul and kind of accepting that you need to be very strong in this situation, very laid back. You can't really get what you want, but you're not going to subordinate yourself to some kind of humiliating compromise just to, you know, eventually or maybe or sometimes get your needs met. So I'm thinking you're stepping into a lot of your own self-respect here, or you did so in the past. And that's a beautiful step on the way towards this with self-love, self-respect. Finally realize, no, I can't put up with this anymore. And it's not leading to anything. And here we have a little Knave of Wands. So there's something here cooking. Two people doesn't seem totally engaged with each other. Maybe the page is a little bit more engaged. And they both have this laid back kind of attitude, hanging on their wand. There's no forward movement, but there's some kind of tension here between. So I will see what that can be with the Oracle of Visions with Cyril Marchetti. And we have someone gambling here. And here we have the devil again. So, I think you have been forced to gamble. You knew what you had, but what you had wasn't really fulfilling you. Here, it didn't fulfill your desires. So you had to gamble. You had to take a chance and do something which you didn't know the outcome of. So that's mainly what I'm feeling. But the background is probably that you have been dealing with some kind of trickster or gambler. So you had to start to gamble a little bit yourself. It's like pushing hard against hard, rock against rock. If you're dealing with someone that's super manipulative and don't want to fulfill your needs, just causing drama with you, you might want to, step away from that, even though you still have a great craving for this person or this situation. You still want it. It can be, I will never reach back to my original family again, but the rest of your life you will think of how they did you wrong and that they should come and ask for forgiveness. So you still have the need of that situation. You still want to fix it, but out of some sort of self-respect, you have stopped trying. But there's one part of you here that still wants to try. So that's what I'm seeing. And I also see a whole family of fire entities here. So this is the Holy Trinity, Mother, Father, Child. So this is the one protecting the others, being the one being able to say when things are not in their liking. And these are the one telling when things are not in their liking. This one is the antenna. She can interpret the antenna. She tells the king, and the king tells the world. So this is how a normal person is functioning. You have some emotion arises. You interpret that. You decide what to do with it. And you take a stand in the world. So there's a little bit disconnection between these two entities within you. So you haven't fully been able to sort it out. You're just trying different things, trying like rolling the dice and seeing, oh, will this work? Will this work? Will this work? But with the devil there, I think your needs are still not met. Okay. And it might be that there's some kind of silence going on between two people. One is more eager to reach out maybe than the other. One is more seasoned and might have given up a little bit, being very, like what I felt with the high priestess, judgmental a little bit. It's no point. It will not work anyways. Maybe the other energy is more hopeful and still wants to like go another round with this. Okay. So this is in the now, and we have the 8 of Swords underneath the 5 of Wands. So 8 of Swords is when the situation doesn't seem to have any solution. I'm stuck with you because I can't seem to, stop thinking about you. But I can't invite you into my life either, because then it will just be conflicts. The more you try to solve this, the more entangled all these thoughts and emotions become. So then it's very good to turn to the world religions. For example, Stoicism. Okay, Stoicism, it's about accepting what is. We have a Zen story about a person that got the news that his son has been killed in battle, and his reaction was, okay, I knew he wasn't immortal. So it seems very cold, of course, but this person shows to not be upset by the fact that a mortal person have died. It was a person that they wanted to have in their lives because it was probably one of the most beloved persons in their existence. But they also knew that they didn't have any control over what happened. It's a greater force, call it luck, destiny, a misfortune, or whatever. Someone else, something else, some kind of mathematics is ruling our lives. So he decided that there was no reason to become upset. He has lost something that was very precious to him, but he had no control over it. So crying over it would just make him miserable, and to hate the world for it was useless because he couldn't make this thing go away. Sorrow is fine, you're allowed to cry, and it's a homage to the people we have missed. So this person was actually a little bit too cold for any taste, but it's just a story, and it wants to tell you that certain things you can't really control them. So why bother of getting hysterical about it? And this is this kind of thing. So you might be in love with the devil or a gambler, player, whatever kind of person, and you don't trust them, and you don't want to invite them, and you still feel some kind of connection with them. So it's just accept that that is what is. You can't solve this situation right now, and it can be, doesn't have to be romantic partner, it can be manipulating friend or whatever. And here we have the 2 of Pentacles, so it means keep your balance. Keep your balance through the midst of the storm. And I'm thinking also about the Serenity Prayer. I can't tell it perfectly, but it's about change the things you can change, accept the things you can't change, and be wise enough to know the difference. So when you are able to take yourself out of a tricky situation, of course you do that. But when you aren't able to take yourself out of a tricky situation, you accept being there, and you kind of wait for a solution to present itself. So you keep your balance. You don't get hysterical and, go crazy here and, become self-destructive or cry to the gods or feel like a victim. You just, okay, so I'm in this situation, I can't control it, it's not nice, it's not what I want, but I will accept that this is how it is. And the day that the solution is presenting itself, I will go with that solution. So that's less hysterical anyway, and it's more balanced. And here we can see underneath the devil. Devil is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So it's connected to the Lover's card. And here we can see it together with also the Two of Cups. That's kind of the minor arcana Lover's card. So it shows that love is still there. It's maybe just that you can't really manifest it on the level that you want. You can't find peace with this person. The person might seem like the devil to you. You're not able to have a harmonious relationship with them. Maybe they're always drama between you. It might also be silent treatment, so non-engagement, but love is still there. So that's probably what's freaking you out. If this person is not for me, if I can't live with them, why can't I live without them? What can I just sever the ties? But probably you have promised to go down and to meet each other like this and battle certain things out, so you're not allowed to bail, and that's why the emotions are still there. And here we have also the Three of Cups. So I think it kind of advises you to unify yourself first, the mother, father, and the holy child, the holy soul that's untouched and still in connection with the divine. Honor that within you. Try to make this connection instead of connecting with people on the outside that doesn't seem to harmonize themselves with you. Harmonize yourself inside yourself to begin with. If it's a war on the inside of you, there will be a war on the outside of you. The more you can align with yourself and trust yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, trust, all these kind of things, the more these things will also present themselves in your outside relationships. And in the beginning they won't, okay? You will get challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. So it's just so you will be perfect dealing with this. So it's just to show you the right way and the things that needs to be fixed. So it's usually not pleasant, but this kind of love that I see here, it's very precious. So even if you go to hell with this person, go hell and back, and you feel like it's not going anywhere, many people are not they are not going to even have the smell of this kind of love in their lifetime. So be grateful. Someone loves you, even if it's a doofus. Okay. And here we have a Three of Wands. So Three of Cups, Three of Wands is the most passionate number threes, but I feel that this is a very grown-up combination. You love them, but you're not going to compromise with what you need. So, for example, you need loyalty. So you love them, but you won't compromise. You won't be in a relationship as long as they can't be loyal to you. You might have other needs. You want someone to have your back. So you love them, but you're not going to be with them as long as they sell you out to their mother or, choose your friends over you every time. So still no relationship. Love is there, no relationship, because you don't want to compromise about your values. So it feels very strong. It feels very adult. It feels very accepting. You know that this is how it is. You have gone through the hamster wheel many times and bump your head and being thrown out of that cycle and being driven crazy with not knowing why can't this person just be loyal and love me, okay? And you just see that you can't control this person, you can't control this situation, you can't control these relationships or this family or whatever it is. It's not controllable. The only thing you can know for sure is how you want things to be and how you want to be treated. And probably be a little bit like Lilith. If it's crappy, it feels crappy, don't engage. And wait for it. Like only let people through into your private garden when they have deserved the key to that place. So it doesn't mean to be closed off or not showing vulnerability. Just don't. If a person play nice, they can be in your garden. When they don't play nice and they start to rip down the plants or make a desert inside of there, you throw them out. Okay, so self-perseverance. You're not supposed to kill off your little soul here just because you don't have a king to protect your garden. So you need to be the king that protects your garden and know when there's a yes, an invitation, and a no, and a boundary, and kicking them out, and closing the door, and locking it up. And it's also about forgiveness. Jesus said, throw out the worthless servant on the street. He also said when the worthless servant was coming back and asking for forgiveness and saying, I will change, I will never do that again. You are supposed to forgive them every time and believe them, because in other case they can't practice their new skills. Maybe you need to be more rapid with throwing them out so they will learn, like the click training with dogs or saying, yes, good boy, and no, wrong. So immediate feedback so they know what's right and wrong. So it's very crucial to not be too nice and not be too lenient and too forgiving. You need to do the throwing out thing before you can do the forgiveness thing. They need to know what's wrong. If you are too accepting, too turning the other cheek too quick, they will just start to take you for granted. And this is what I see you developing into a person that knows. You are grown up enough to know. So even if you just wanted peace, you just wanted quiet, you just wanted to spoon this person when you are going to sleep, or, be able to talk with your dad over a cup of coffee without having some kind of argument, whatever it is. If it's not for you at this time, it's not for you at this time. So you need to accept that things didn't go the way you wanted it. And instead you need to be the door, okay? The iron fist. So sometimes we are too lenient because we don't want to bother with being at war. We don't want to bother with being so strong all the time. Just stop with the bullshit and love me. But it's not that simple, unfortunately. This is how you're being baked in the heavenly oven until you become a very evolved spirit. Strong enough to... Okay, I'm hearing a song again. I'm not strong enough to stay away. To stay away. I think it's Apocalyptica or something like that. Future for you. 4 of Cups. So this is when you are content because the lunatic isn't there anymore, destroying your garden and jumping on your flowers and ripping your world apart. So it's kind of nice, but it's not super fulfilling. It would have been nicer if the person just changed and stopped tearing down your garden and, helped you grow things inside of there instead. But unfortunately they didn't. So 4 of Cups is connected to the Emperor, having their boundaries, marching the boundaries of their kingdom or their empire, okay? So being content, and it's very stoic. So it has a lack of passion. It's much like this person that said, well, I knew he wasn't immortal. So it's a stoicism. It's a way to keep your emotion in check. And also a situation where you can stay inside your own comfort zone and kind of digest your own emotions to get them back into balance. So it doesn't mean closing out your emotion. It means closing out more disappointment and digesting the disappointment that have come up till now. So that's a difference. Whenever you lock things up for yourself, you hide them for yourself, you just save them to another day. It's better to head on digest the thing. And certain things, small things, we can't really, help ourselves. We have different quirky things, all of us, and sometimes it's really hard to deal with yourself as well. Me, for example, I like old things. That's one of the things that makes me think I'm more a Cancer than a Leo. But I'm born a Leo. I should have been born a Cancer, but I was born Leo. I have Virgo ascendant. And so I'm very attached to old things. So I have books and other stuff that I haven't been touching for years. I have read them once and then treated them like babies, so they are still in pristine new condition. I lent out one of these books to a dear friend. She never came back with it. She moved like 60 miles away from here, and she always promised to come back with the book, but she doesn't. And it hurts my soul. Okay, there's one thing in my paradise that's not in the right place. Okay. And these are the things that we can't really help how we are acting, or not how we are acting. I can act in a way that's collected, but I can't stop feeling that I want my book back. Okay, so it's like a piece missing, and it's not really a piece missing. It's an old book. It's 25 years old, so I can't buy it anymore. But it's not really missing. I have read it, so it's inside of me. And sometimes with the Four of Cups here, this is the situation you need to deal with, that everything isn't feeling perfectly inside of you. People have done things to chip away at your kingdom, and still you need to be able to stay with that emotion and not run away, you know, go and eat ice cream or whatever we can do. Call a friend, 10 friends, and talk about this person that stole your book over and over and over again. So this is the kind of energy I'm talking about here with the Four of Cups. Stop people from being able to chip away at you, but in the same time process what is it that made it so painful. Figure it out. Here you have time. Nothing else funny is happening anyway. Okay, you're bored in your own kingdom there. Safe but bored. Okay. And the next card is the Six of Swords. So it comes underneath the High Priestess and Two of Pentacles. So when you have been able to keep your balance through the midst of some kind of emotional storm or some challenging situation in your life, with the Six of Swords, you are able to see the situation from an above perspective. So you can see both the logic side of things and the emotional side of things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a division between them. They don't have to be apart. It can be I love this person, I can't have this person. I want my book, I don't have my book. So it can be this dissonance between your logic that thinks, well, so is this person, she's not here, so I might as well stop loving her. Okay, it was 10 years we broke up, and now I need to forget about this person. And the heart says, well, no. So accept. Eight of Swords, Six of Swords, Queen of Wands, accept that there's a bigger meaning behind all of this that makes it impossible for you to act the way your mind wants. So accept the schizophrenia, okay? Accept that you want one thing and you're getting another thing. So this is, if you can accept it, it's not going to drive you crazy, okay? And here we have the Nine of Swords, so that's when you're becoming crazy, okay? The Devil, Two of Cups, Nine of Swords. We can also see this from this level. Five of Wands, Two of Cups, Nine of Swords. Here you have the Devil, so it's some unresolved wound inside of you. You might have an attachment style that make you fall in love with the stick instead of the warm-blooded person next to you. So that will cause you a lot of pain, of course. And then we have this with other people that does love you, but it's not maybe fully helping you to create something beautiful. They are maybe being destructive. So you need to fix their mess and your own mess. It can be, for example, the person is doing a lot of stupid shit against you. So you need to deal with that, the consequences of the stupid shit that they do. And in the same time, you need to balance yourself so you don't get so hurt by the effects of what they have been doing. So this is you being like this, oh God, this is hard. This is really requiring me to be in full like presence, be here in the now, not think about the past all the time. This is driving me crazy, not think about the future. So now everything is going to become like this and this and this and this and this. Don't think about it. Don't think about the past. Stay in the now. Feel the pain. So there's a video called Dealing with Pain. If I remember, I will put it in the description box. Maybe I will have to write it down. Oh, there's my little notepad. Dealing with pain. So the Nine of Swords is the card that calls for that kind of process to go in with the pain and ask, okay, so why are you here? What is this person representing? What is it that I really lost here? Is it this boyfriend or girlfriend for 10 years ago? Or is it something that's more acute that I'm missing here today? So what is it? Figure it out. Talk with yourself. Talk with your wound. And get to know yourself. So the alarm, this pain alarm, it's freaking out like this because it wants to tell you something. Probably how you need to dignify yourself better. Probably how you need to tell your truth better. Not letting people step all over you or do certain things without passing by unnoticed just because you want to keep harmony. Okay? Next card is Justice. So this is when you need to kind of go to your inner court and ask for a verdict and also put that verdict into action. So it might mean that you really just wanted to be the big person and forget about this stupid thing that happened, but after 10 years you're still being angry with this person. And if they're still alive, sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's your parents and they passed a while ago or a long time ago and you're still upset with them. So it can be hard if the person isn't alive, but then you need to kind of reach out to their soul and have this conversation and tell them exactly what you didn't like and what happened and what kind of consequences this had. If the person has already went to another dimension, they know, okay, because when we die we get the full scoop of our lives and we know how we affected others. So this is a learning curve for us, but for you might not have gotten the understanding words. Sometimes if a person have passed, it might help to go to some psychic person and see if they can help you get in contact with this dead person. Maybe they are able to say that they are sorry, so you can let it go. Because we are such a fragile beings and we have such a strong sense of justice. You can see this also with animals. We study animals, they also have this sense of justice, and injustice is something that they can't get over too. And so we need to figure out a way to give justice to ourselves, not by revenge, but by communicating ourselves. Both these cards here are talking about truth, and we have the wound in the middle. So first you need to acknowledge the truth for yourself about your wound, and then be able to say it to the world that I don't like how you treated me. So it's allowed to come 10 years after and say it, okay? You don't have to follow rules like this, like social convenient rules when it comes to your wound. You're not supposed to hurt other people, but to have a second go on trying to solve things, it can never be wrong. Of course, if the person has taken out some order that you need to stay in a certain distance from them, you might have overdone it. Yeah, okay. But in other case, I think you at least need to admit to yourself what's going on here. And here we have a 5 of Pentacles, so that's kind of deep diving straight to the wound. We have the Devil here, the 3 of Cups, the things you wanted, but the thing you actually got is the 5 of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold and like you didn't matter. And I think this is the wound, and this is the feeling you needed to dig yourself down to. So why did they do this? They must have done it because you didn't matter. So you need to deal with this emotion of not mattering. And of course start matter to yourself, because you have very strong uncompromissive cards here supporting you when you go through this Five of Pentacles situation. I will take a card for it, see what we can see. Yeah, you know a lot of things, but it doesn't really help when you can't communicate this to others and they can't understand. So that is something we will all have to work with. Finding out what made us feel like this, being able to communicate it, and just keeping the knowledge for yourself and hiding, in the bushes and hating the person forever and ever. So we need to learn to find a way how we communicate this knowledge about how we feel. She has the book here very close to her heart, instead of hiding in the bushes. So how do we come to this? How do we become more, it's okay to call back and say that, well, now when I have thought about it, I don't like at all what you said. So it's something keeping us from this. It's something keeping us behind the mask, even though we kind of know exactly what needs to be done, but we don't do it out of social convention. And also we don't want to start this war. And we don't want to be dramatic, and we don't want to be petty, and we don't want to be this, and we don't want to be that. But the truth is that we still feel like this, like someone has treated us like crap. And this is what I see here for you. So I don't see an immediate solution. I just see you working with this issue and trying to find out what needs to be your approach. How can you be the king, giving justice to your inner child in this situation, and also to your self-respect. So I'm going to take a card from the Chakra Insight Oracle. 29. Throat chakra. So that's very funny because you need to speak your truth. And my Kundalini energy has actually risen to the throat chakra. I had a Kundalini awakening that was very intense. It felt a little bit like dying and a lot of other things, but it was amazing. And I had a dragon breaking free from my sacral chakra, and in the end it became a snake that slithering in my throat chakra around my neck like this. And I knew, okay, so we still have this to go. So it's communication, self-expression, creativity, expression of will, divine guidance, inner voice, speaking one's truth. White rings of harmonic sound ripple through the etheric space of deep blue from the center of Vishuddha, our throat chakra. 16 lotus petals, one for each of the 16 sacred vowels, come together to house a white inverted triangle. Within it rests a perfect circle, full, clear, and luminously white. It is the full moon, shining out through the night sky and beyond. We had the moon when I pre-shuffled. Like Vishuddha, it shines through darkness, lightening the pathway of integrity. So integrity is an important word for you, Virgo. From the shadows, we emerge with clarity and the will to express our individuality. We hear the song of Vishuddha echoing our inner truth. As we move our way up from the base and sacral chakras through our solar plexus and our heart, we arrive at our throat chakra with energy, power, courage, and pure creative expression, ready to share. The throat chakra is our energetic vortex of sound, vibration, and communication. It was actually after that I'm starting to read tarot, so I think this oracle card is right. This card is an invitation to speak up, speak out, and let yourself be heard. It is time for your inner voice to have an outlet. The throat chakra encourages us to communicate and express ourselves with honesty and integrity. It asks us to get in touch with our will and to bring energy and power to it through its expression. It is time to engage in open communication. Allow conversation with others to flow with ease. When it's your time to listen, listen without an agenda and judgment of another. When it is your time to speak, do so with patience and calm clarity. Value your words and know that you are worthy of being listened to and heard. This card is encouragement for the celebration and expression of our creativity. Allow the natural expression of creativity to flow to you in any way it wants to manifest. Sing, paint, write, move, dance. Just let your creative juices flow. When your throat chakra is open and balanced, you will feel the power of your expression in every cell of your body. You will have a natural inclination to express yourself to the world, whether you channel this into physical form or simply just laugh, cry, or speak. Let it manifest in full. No more holding in your expression. Let it out, and your true creative essence would flourish. Affirmation: I clearly and freely speak my truth today. I am comfortable to express my feelings. I am worthy of being listened to. I love and honor the expression of my true voice. I speak to be heard. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so I love the sync of the oracle cards to my readings. They are so helpful. They kind of just pinpoint the thing. I didn't have to waste 56 minutes or 50 minutes to do the reading. I could just have drawn the oracle card and say, yeah, start to speak your truth now. It's time. Okay, so this is Oracle of the Dragon Fae. Still haven't done any review on this card, but it will come. The Lady Gryan, open your heart. Yeah, beautiful. So this have come for some of the other signs. Maybe it was Cancer or something like that. No, I don't remember. It was for some of the signs. So it's funny like this because there's a lot of cards in a deck, but usually it comes in groups. Maybe I can have like half of the cards, or I will see like a third of the cards being used. But another time, years later, when I take up a deck, I will see other cards coming. So it's not random. The Lady Gryan, open your heart. I am of the earth and the soul star's light. I am the opening of the flower, the love that lives in the flower of your heart. I love you and wish for you to draw this loving energy into your being. I am a power source that you cannot neglect. Because even if you feel you are a being of winter, you are a being of winter. It might have been for Aquarius, when I hear that. And that your heart has grown cold and hard in order to ease the pain. I tell you that you are now ready to reveal your own life source and warmth to another being. The love you have to share will be appreciated and returned. More so, this warm and loving heart energy will be its own reward as you awaken again to your feeling nature. Please open your heart in this moment. If you open your heart and then express your truth, I think this is the aim here, that you're supposed to be your true self and express yourself truthfully, what's in your heart. Allow yourself to love, see the beauty in warmth, and smile as often as you can. Bring forth your joy and see the opening of others' hearts. Wear yellow, red, and gold, all the colors of my friend the sun, and you will feel a great flow of your energy awakening throughout your body and energetic being. Please see the seeds you planted. We're talking about your garden there with the Lilith. Need warm earth in which to grow. Yes, they can survive when it's cold, but they cannot thrive. So be warm, extend your energy, and know that your truly radiant self will create great opportunity and abundance around you. Simply extend some heart energy, and I will support you and love you until you are the radiance of the sun incarnated in your own form. Love, be loved, love. So you're supposed to be your soul. We already know that because you got the whole fire family almost. The Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and Knave of Wands. So you're supposed to be a walking sun, a walking soul on the earth, speaking your truth. So being some kind of prophet here, trusting your own moral values. Okay. So also being able to speak uncomfortable truths, but not in a judgmental way. Not to hurt another person, but to kind of help them see their way a little bit so they don't continue hurt you again and again and again. And here we have the moon as well. Okay, so my dear Virgos, I hope this helps. I also want to invite you back to my July reading that I will perform in the middle of June. I will also do probably a pick a card reading the 1st of June. Welcome back then, and take really, really good care. Okay, bye-bye.